When life gets expensive, uncertain, and heavy, clean living can start to feel like a luxury. Like something soft and beautiful for people who have extra time, extra money, extra energy. But I don't believe it has to be that way, because at its core, clean living is not really about perfection. It is about discernment. It is about knowing what actually matters, what actually supports the body, what is worth prioritizing first, and what can wait. And in hard times, that becomes even more important, because when money is tight, the answer is not to panic and replace everything overnight. And it is not to give up and say none of it matters. The answer is to get clearer, and to start paying attention to the things that affect you most. So if I were thinking about clean living in hard times, I would not start with the trendiest products or the prettiest routines. I would start with essentials, the things you use every day, the things your body touches every day, the things you breathe in every day, the things that shape your energy, your skin, your sleep, your stress, and your sense of stability. And the first place I would look is food, because food becomes expensive very quickly when we're always outsourcing it, and while takeout may feel convenient in the moment, it can quietly drain money, reduce control over ingredients, and turn everyday eating into a financial leak. So if you can, cooking more matters, not in a complicated way, not in a performative way, not in a meal prep your entire life on Sunday kind of way, just in a simple, grounded way. Learning how to make a few basic meals, keeping staple foods on hand, having things you can actually cook with, making your kitchen a place of function, not overwhelm. And if your life is truly busy, if your schedule is brutal, if you genuinely do not have the bandwidth to cook as much as you'd like, then strategic convenience is okay too. The point is not to shame yourself. The point is to make more intentional choices. So maybe that means cooking more often. Maybe it means simpler meals. Maybe it means using ready-made food more wisely, instead of constantly reaching for takeout. But either way, food is one of the first essentials that actually matters. The second is water. Not glamorous, not aesthetic, not exciting, but foundational. Because when life is chaotic, the body still needs the basics: hydration, simplicity, support. And sometimes what helps the most is not another fancy wellness purchase. It is making sure the most basic inputs into the body are being cared for first. Then I would look at sleep, because what touches your body for hours every single night matters. Your sheets, your pillowcase, your blanket, the space you sleep in, the air you breathe when your body is trying to recover. And again, this does not mean rushing out to create a perfect bedroom. It means asking, what would make this space feel a little more breathable, a little less synthetic, a little more supportive? Sometimes cleaner living is not about buying more. It is about reducing friction, reducing fragrance, reducing noise, reducing what the body has to fight through while it is trying to rest. Then there is body care, and this is one of the easiest places to get overwhelmed, because the modern bathroom is full of products pretending to be necessities. But in hard times, I would come back to the core. What do you actually need? A gentle way to cleanse, a simple way to moisturize, basic oral care, a deodorant you trust, a routine that supports the body instead of overloading it. Not 10 steps, not an entire shelf of self-care theatre, just the essentials that you use again and again. And when you are trying to prioritize, start with the products that have the most contact with your body and the most repetition in your life, because those are often the things that matter most. After that, I would look at what you inhale. Synthetic fragrance, air fresheners, plug-ins, strong laundry scent, bathroom sprays, all the things we've been taught to associate with freshness, comfort, and cleanliness. But a lot of the time, these products are not actually creating freshness. They are creating atmosphere. They are performing cleanliness. And sometimes they are doing that in a way that adds more stress to the body than support. So one of the simplest clean living essentials in hard times is actually this: less synthetic scent, less fragrance in the spaces you live in, less fragrance in the products you use every day, less need for everything to smell loud in order to feel okay. And finally, I would look at housekeeping, not from a Pinterest perfect angle, from a survival angle. What do you need to keep your space livable, functional, and easier on the body? A simple laundry system, a basic dishwashing setup, a way to clean the bathroom without turning it into a chemical cloud, a way to keep the home feeling cared for without creating even more overwhelm. And this is where clean living becomes very practical. Because in hard times, housekeeping is not about aesthetics. It is about preserving your environment, reducing stress, protecting your energy, and making daily life feel less chaotic. So if I had to simplify all of this, I would say it like this: when life gets hard, prioritize what touches you most, what feeds you most, what surrounds you most, and what supports your body most often. Food, water, sleep, body care, air, housekeeping. Start there. And just as importantly, know what does not need to come first. You do not need to buy every clean product at once. You do not need the fancy extras. You do not need the beautifully marketed wellness clutter. You do not need perfection. You need priorities. Because clean living in hard times is not about curating an ideal life. It is about protecting the life you already have, as gently, as wisely, and as realistically as you can. We don't have to be perfect to be healthier. We just have to be aware. This week, look at the essentials in your life and ask yourself what is actually supporting you and what is just consuming your money, your energy, and your attention without giving much back. If you're looking for a place to start, I'll be breaking this down into simple categories, from food to body care to housekeeping, and I'll also be sharing a practical essentials list to make things easier. And if you're ready to reclaim your life and your health, one simple shift at a time, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. We're moving through every single area of our daily lives together, uncovering the hidden things that hold us back and finding the cleaner paths forward. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.